Newspaper Headlines, a program that provides a great sense of educational value.
This is the program where we serve you the menu of news making headlines from select national newspapers.
It carries information about politics, economy, entertainment, sports.
Alright, that is it on a sports update.
Business, industry, trade, and commerce. We carry the news of Nigeria and the world, bringing it right to the comfort of your home.
So many events happened from yesterday within and outside the country. Please stay with us as we take a look at these stories.
Newspaper Headlines, a program you cannot afford to miss, showing only on ACNN TV.
Hello viewer, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to grace your TV screens this beautiful Monday morning. Happy New Week. This is the Newspaper Headlines programs that keeps you abreast with happening around the world. We will be looking at the front pages of the newspapers, and 8 papers arrived early enough this morning. I am Phoebe Agirehu, and you are welcome. We'll start with the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, and the lead story: Boko Haram kills 16 in Borno. Adamawa raises 50 houses. Shops, schools, UN facilities destroyed. 3 soldiers, 6 others killed. UN facilities burned in Damasak attack in Borno. Insurgents take away medical consumables, ambulances, vehicles of humanitarian workers. 7 killed, worship centers, schools burnt, 5,000 people displaced in Adamawa. Hoodlums invade police station in Cross River, cut away AK-47 rifles. Gunmen abduct Catholic priest in Imo. 13-year-old in Ogun demand 50 million naira ransom. Robbers kill 2 security guards in Ondo. These are the key. See page 5 for the details. On page 10, financial autonomy for judiciary. Agbakoba attacks governors, writes Fire Me. Below the lead story on page 10, bad blood didn't allow Abiola become president. That's coming from Obasanjo. On insecurity on page 13, Southeast governors respond with Ebubeagu. Ban open grazing. Urge IG to stop influx of monitoring units. Governors playing politics with Southeast zone. Obasi. You can secure Southeast without our participation. And that's coming from Ejimako. Alright, let's cross above the masthead now on page 9. NNPC delivers 96 pipes by rail to Itakbe for $2.8 billion AKK projects. Appointment of rectors. You have breached your own law. ASUP tells federal government, says strike continues. Page 9. Alleged £2.550 billion fraud. Supreme Court hears Union Bank, CBN, appeal against petrol union today. Page 9. I beg your pardon, that's on page 8. While on page 14, Nigeria lacks sincere leaders, coming from Igodalo. And just below the masthead, federal government to tackle flood-prone areas on Lagos-Ibadan rail line. Page 9. That's coming from Amechi. Petrol truck out hits 80.2 million liters daily, coming from PPR 8. And lastly, from the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, 44 companies face NSC's sanctions over default filing. 44 companies face NSE's sanctions over default filing. 3 blame regulators for delay. Directors, not companies, should be penalized, coming from shareholders. Vanguard newspaper for you. And right about now, it's the Blueprint newspaper. We have the front page, and we'll start with the stories just beside the masthead. On page 5, Senate summons ex-FMBN boss over $3 billion contract. Page 5, page 17, FCT police nab 17 cultists, recover arms, ammunition. And just below the masthead, insecurity, Southeast governors float Ebubeagu, want IGP monitoring unit kicked out. Silence on ESN, seek increased military policing. Tax securing, tax security agencies on open grazing ban. The story begins on the front page and continues on page 6. While on page 16, a sad one, Black Sunday has 5 killed in Ondo auto crash. Now to the lead story. 19 years after ICJ ruling on Bakassi, Cameroon demands more areas in Borno, Adamawa, frowns at Nigeria's support for dissidents. Judgment binding NBA scribe. Federal government keeps mum. Page 6. And the pictures. Some members of the Hunters Group of Nigeria during their graduation at the Police College Training Ground in Kaduna on Sunday. There you have some of the hunters in a demonstration at the event. Fiscal responsibility. It's not a crime for Nigeria to borrow, coming from Emiefele, page 35. And the bottom strip stories, Kwankwaso left over 54 billion naira liability on 5-kilometer LG's road project, KNSG, page 17. More Nigerians to access cheap renewable power, coming from Osibanjo, page 36. Abductors coming for politicians, traditional rulers, freed Imo monarch reviews, page 7. On Ramadan, look out for new moon today, Sultan tells Muslims, page 5. That is all from the front page of the Blueprint newspaper. Up next is leadership, and the lead story, after collecting 2.3 trillion naira FAAC allocation in 12 months, states still suffer infrastructural decay, poor project funding. Reduce your bogus expenses, focus on projects that add value, Serap, others urge. Page 4. The picture from your left to right, Chief of Policy and Plans, Naval Headquarters, Rear Admiral Christian Ezekobe, Director of Information, Commodore Suleiman Dahu, Chief of Military Public Information Office, Multinational Joint Task Force, Colonel Mohammed Dele, Chief of the Naval Staff, and others, in a group photograph to mark the 4th Commander's visit to the Naval Headquarters at the weekend. And on page 4, why 2023 polls may not hold, Okukpe explains. Pro-Buhari group tackles IMF, says Nigeria to surpass 2.5% growth projection, page 10. Brain drain. 20 senior medical experts set to leave Calabar Teaching Hospital for overseas, page 13. Suspense in PDP, our Southwest Congress holds today, page 8. Prince Philip's death leaves huge void in my life. That's coming from Queen Elizabeth II, page 4. On page 7, Southeast sets up joint security outfit, codenamed Ebubeagu. And just below the masthead, Leadership Conversation Series, How to End Minority Rule in Nigeria Ahead of Next Election. The story begins on the front page and continues on page 7. Lastly, artist, songwriter, and entertainer Dare Atalade writes on Tuesday, April 13, 2021. It says, "Don't miss it." And that is all from Leadership newspaper. Right now is the Nigerian pilot, and just below the masthead on pages 12 and 10, Obasanjo says June 12 annulment, product of bad belly. Look out for new moon today, Sultan tells Islamic faithful. And the lead story, federal government hires Interpol. 6 organizations support to arrest over 3,400 escaped inmates. Says dangerous inmates are currently on the run nationwide. List of the inmates to be forwarded to both the Interpol and NIS, coming from NCS, as immigration beats of security at air, sea, and land borders, page 8. The picture, left to right, Governors Willie Obiano of Anambra, Engineer David Umahi of Ebonyi, Senator Hope Uzodinma of Imo, Chief Ifeanyi Iguanyi of Enugu, Dr. Okezi Ikpeazu of Abia, and President General of Ohaneze Ndigbo, Professor George Obiazo, at the Southeast Security Meeting in Owerri, Imo State, yesterday. On page 9, Southeast governors others adopt Ebubeagu as security outfits. The bottom strip stories, Khan tackles NSCIA on lopsided appointment by federal government, page 7. CBN fails to confirm Obaseki's allegation of printed 60 billion naira, page 7. JAM resumes 2021 UTME deregistration, page 8. OPC says former army chief, northern leaders, sponsors of Boko Haram, page 11. 7 persons dead, 5,000 displaced after Boko Haram attack on Adamawa community, page 9. And on page 7, Kwankwaso left over 50 billion naira liability for LG's 5-kilometer project, coming from Ganduche. That is all from the Nigerian pilot. Up next is New Telegraph, and we'll start with the story above the masthead. FY20, 11 banks pay 158.95 billion naira in taxes. Nigeria startups attract $307 million investment, page 17. Below the masthead, bad blood robbed Egba of June 12 victory, says Obasanjo, page 2. 6 months after, security operatives yet to recapture 1,691 escaped Edo inmates, page 2. Khan to NSCIA. You are promoting bad governance, injustice, page 3. Anambra Guba, Azubogu, Etiaba, Oyemelukwe unite to secure PDP ticket, page 3. And on that same page is the lead story on insecurity. Southeast governor set up regional security outfit, Ebubeagu, ban open grazing, condemn unlawful release of prisoners, killings. And there you have the pictures earlier seen of the Southeast security meeting in Owerri yesterday. Below that picture, Southwest PDP, intrigues, anxiety as Makinde, Fayose test might in Osogbo. 21 zonal executives scramble for 756 delegates' votes. Bode George, Olujimi, Oyilola, Oni versus Adebutu, Odeyemi, others. 4 states chairman alleged release of 150 ballot papers to governor. APC on the alert over possible defectors. Page 2. And lastly, on page 6, diminished hearing, vision, increased risk for dementia. And that is all from the New Telegraph. And so, viewers, we should pause here for a short break, and when we return, we'll continue with the rest of the papers. Please stay tuned.
Marriage is the institution which God established. It is such an important institution that nobody should enter carelessly or unadvisedly.
Love is actually an act of our will, and so you must decide to love.
Fruit of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, patience. When we exhibit that in our marital relationship, then we see that couples or husbands and wives would enjoy the marriage that God gives to them.
Is that it teaches the intending couples, or even the couples already, those who are already married, the principles, the biblical principles of marriage.
Every person who is charged with a criminal offense is entitled to defend himself in person or by a legal practitioner of his own choice.
Remember that an individual is entitled to remain silent.
Every citizen in Nigeria is entitled to maintain a private life.
You are approaching a military checkpoint or a police checkpoint without knowing that it's against or it offends them and subject you to a frog jump. That is wrong.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the newspaper headlines live from the ACNN studios in Abuja. For more on our catch-up programs, please visit our social media platforms or showing on the screen. And do well to download the VM Africa app or Prime TV or WeTV Africa on any app store to watch us on the go. ACNN TV is now available on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Android TV. And so we continue with the Nigerian Tribune. Just above the masthead, page 29, Southeast Governor set up joint security outfit, codenamed Ebubeagu. Matawale's attack on Southerners, reckless, insensitive. Gani Adams, Yoruba Group, page 29. And below the masthead, Reps propose upward review of derivation fund from 13 to 20%, page 8. Hijab, 10 Kwara schools resume classes today, page 25. And the lead story, PDP Southwest Congress, Makinde, Fayose in final showdown as 743 delegates elect 22 officers. 42 aspirants cleared, Autumn heads electoral committee, Oyo with 171 delegates, Osun 130, Ekiti 115, Ogun 114, Ondo 112, and Lagos 101. Page 2. Federal government to meet striking judicial workers today. JUSUN, that is the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, says CJN can't meet demands. SERAP asked Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission to cut salaries of Buhari, governors and lawmakers. Page 24. ASU projects federal government appointment of rectors for 5 new polytechnics, page 8. Gunmen attack police station in Cross River, cut away AK-47 rifle, page 30. IBB annulled June 12 presidential election due to bad belly, coming from Obasanjo, page 25. Printing money to augment allocation poses threat to Nigeria's future, experts, page 6. And lastly, the picture. From left to right, Managing Director and CEO, Guarantee Trust Bank PLC, Mr. Shegun Agbaje, Chairman, Mrs. Osaretin Demure, and the Company Secretary, Mr. Ehi Obedwo, at the bank's 31st Annual General Meeting held in Lagos at the weekend. And that is all from the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. All right, right now we have the People's Daily. And the lead story, Kwankwaso left over 5 billion naira road project liability, KNSG alleges, page 4. And the picture, Gombe State Governor Alhaji Muhammadu Inuwa Yahaya Mido, Deputy Governor Dr. Manasseh Daniel Jetau left, and Chairman of Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Gombe State Chapter, Reverend Sunday Congo, performing the official commissioning of CAN Guest House in Gombe yesterday. Osinbajo applauds NDPHC as federal government targets 5 million homes with solar system, page 19. PDP governors to federal government, don't allow Nigeria become failed state, page 5. Nigeria leads West Africa in organic agriculture promotion, ECOWAS, page 3. Look out for crescent of Ramadan from today, Sultan tells Muslims, page 7. Kano agency confiscates over 1 billion naira worth of fake expired products in 3 months, page 2. And lastly, below the masthead, talks with bandits fueling criminal activities, says NCPC boss, page 8. Up next is the Daily Times. Just above the masthead, more reactions trail Olu of Warri's 2 saga. Royals freeborn can't tussle over crown, page 5. And the lead story, bandits kill 8, behead 1, Boko Haram hits UN facility, mothers 4 in Borno. And there you have the pictures of General Irabo and IGP Baba Usman. On insecurity, Southeast governors to form security outfits, ban open grazing. Story on page 31. Passports. Passports with unverified addresses to be deactivated, page 2. Sports politics. Sports icon Chigbolu was victim of Nigerian politics. Son cries out, page 27. And right about now is sports. We have the Vanguard Sports on pages 38 and the back page. Page 38 and the back page. Diary confident Nigeria will return to track and feat podium in Tokyo. Ajagba records another massive knockout victory. Governor Abiodun named special guest at NWFL Super 6. Degoke stealing hot for Tokyo 2020 ticket after Edo 2020 miss. Edo Okezie stormed to gold for Team Delta in 400 meters. Kaduna beat Plateau to grab bronze. Ondo refuses to surrender men volleyball gold. Edo, Lagos in soccer supremacy battle. Osimhen, Iheanacho, Murphy hit target in Europe's major leagues. Egbakume, Ogene emerged champions of Oba Elegushi golf tournaments. And to the back page, Delta Edo neck and neck as festival enters home stretch. Anuachu scores 27th league goal of the season Jagba records another massive knockout victory. Left to right, Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Chief Sunday Diary. 15 medals winner in swimming from Bayelsa State, Ifeazibe Gagbe. Bayelsa State Commissioner for Sports, Dr. Daniel Igali, after the swimmer created record at Edo 2020. Today's fixtures: EPL, West Brom versus Southampton, 6 p.m. Brighton versus Everton, 8:15 p.m. La Liga, Celta Vigo versus Sevilla, 8 p.m. Bundesliga, Hoffenheim versus Leverkusen, 7:30 p.m. Syria, Benevento versus Sassuolo, 7:45 p.m. And the results: EPL, Burnley 1, Newcastle 2. West Ham 3, Leicester 2. Tottenham 1, Manchester United 3. La Liga, Villarreal 1, Osasuna 2. Valencia 2, Sociedad 2. Valladolid 1, Granada 0. Bundesliga, Schalke 1, Augsburg 0. Köln 2, Mainz 2. Syria, Inter 1, Cagliari 0. Juventus 3, Genoa 1. Sampdoria 0, Napoli 2. Verona 0, Lazio 1. Roma 1, Bologna 0. Ligue 1, Rennes 1, Nantes 0. Brest 1, Nice 1. Lens 4, Lorient 1. Nice 0, Reims 0. Saint Etienne 4, Bordeaux 1. Monaco 3.
Did you know Jesus said, "Go ye therefore